we don't in the dream world. In the dream state, we fully understand it. Anyway, she says, it was really, really interesting. I totally agree with the conclusion. I'm clearly running away from something deeply connected with my spiritual abilities, which I felt on many occasions, but that always led me to run away out of fear. Hopefully I'll find the strength and courage to accept all of it and live a more peaceful and meaningful life. Well, Raquel, you definitely will. And remember, her dream said that she's a counselor, and she needs to deal with issues around her mom, or around more before being born. Her mom had trouble and was in hospital, bedridden for 2 months. And Raquel was born premature at 8 months. And that's what she has to deal with. But that difficult start to life is what allowed her, well, you could say it's a poison chalice. It's what allowed her retain her spiritual connection, and also allowed her develop her amazing counseling skill, because that caused her to have a really poor bond with the earth plane. She stepped back because it's terrible. I'm almost going to die. This is like before you're even born. So you step back to the spirit world, but you can't quite go there. But you end up not really bonding with the earth plane. So you end up looking at life from the outside, and that stays all the way through your life. And the only time that you ever feel like you really have a connection is when you're actually counseling somebody. So it's definitely something you're going to do, because you made a massive sacrifice to get there, to get that gift. But once you deal with the issues around your mom, it won't feel nearly as bad. We also got one in from Annie. Now, Annie's dream was where she had a baby owl chick sitting on the top of her head, and its wings draped over her ears and the legs touching the back of her neck. And I told her she's a clairaudient channel, and that sensation that she has, that she would have had in the dream, is what was going to tell her that her guides were communicating with her. And she wrote and said, I knew that I was a clairaudient channel, and I also knew about the physical sensation that occurs when I need to pay attention. It has helped me in some serious situations. I've known of this gift since I was a child, and sometimes did not consider it a gift. I wondered if the trees being small was significant, or if that was just a reference to when my religious influence occurred. And yeah, there was a part in the dream she took the baby chick out of a very small tree that she was taller than. And yes, it is. Everything's always significant. I don't always cover everything, because I'm trying to hit the highlights and make it entertaining. But when we see things small in a dream, it brings us back to childhood. No matter what way it does it, that's the intention of the dream. So it's saying, yeah, you used to use this gift in childhood. You played with it in childhood, and then you put it away. But also, yeah, it is also a reference to when your religious influence occurred, because that also was in childhood. So thank you for that feedback. And the last bit of feedback is from Nasita, and she, of course, set the theme for last week's show, because she was asking me about Black Panthers and what they meant. So I said, send me a dream. And she did, and it was a really interesting one. And it was about her ability to channel, but of course she has to deal with the issues around her mom as well. Moms are very important in our lives, so much so that a lot of the things that we end up having to do are clearing issues around mom, because that's going to help us develop our gifts, especially if they work through female energy. Maybe I'll pick a show where it's always fathers that are getting picked on. I don't deliberately do that, but mothers are much more important in shaping our philosophy of life, because that is a female energy thing, and so therefore it shows up a lot more in dreams. But anyway, Nasita says, thank you, Michael. That was great. It has helped me turn and move in the right direction. Thanks again for using your gifts to assist us. Well, we are all meant to use our gifts to help other people. And that's the whole point of it. We use our spiritual abilities, and that is how we are going to repay our karmic debts to other people. So anybody that you know, or any gift that you know that you have and you haven't developed, you are avoiding paying your karmic debts. And when you have your life review, you're going to realize that, and you're going to regret it. So really, we are all meant to do this. So let's have a look at a dream I got in then. This one is from Lenny. We had a few exchanges. Sometimes I have exchanges on emails and they don't make it to the show. And it's not because they're not interesting. It's because I usually come in with a stack of dreams and I get through about half of them. And sometimes I'll carry a dream over, but quite often I'll just write to the person and use new dreams for the following week. But anyway, Lenny says she was writing in, she was talking about giraffes, and she has dreamed of them many times. And last week I said, yeah, if you dream of giraffes, it means you're a guide because of the height. It represents your vibrational level compared to other people. You're higher vibrationally. Um, Anyway, she says that in preparation for channeling, I was told this week to stop drinking coffee in a dream. And here's the dream. And she wants me to check it. So in the dream, she says, I am with my sister who used to have hallucinations but takes drugs now to correct brain chemistry. Anyway, in my dream, I see that a dental coffee cap has been misdelivered to her. Um, and she says in the dream, something is going uh, someone is going to miss this. Anyway, she says, in order to speak in an altered state, this is her analysis, I need to put a cap on coffee, or at least this is what I think it means. And if, it is. You're absolutely right. But dentists in a dream, getting your teeth healed, is about taking a bite at something, taking a bite out of life. It can be other things in a dream, but in this dream, that's what it's about. And so this is about you taking a bite out of channeling. And another word for a cap, and you even say it in your notes, is a crown. They're the exact same thing. Crown is the new word. So you're also a spiritual leader, Lenny. You know that. So for you to take a bite out of these two abilities, then yes, you do need to cut down on coffee. It's an interesting thing. I have people who do my courses and they send me a dream that has chocolate reference in it, and they go, "Be careful how you interpret this dream." Uh, it's not always about, hey, you need to cut something out. Sometimes it's cut it down or switch the brand or whatever it happens to be. But think about what coffee does. Coffee affects your brain. That's why people drink it. And so if you want to be really tuned in and sensitive to how your guides are communicating with you through your crown chakra, which is what this dream is about, and you drink coffee and that placates you and makes you go, the world is good, then it's dulling that sense for you. So yeah, you need to cut it down. And then we have a dream from Lourdes. She says, very simple one. Do you have anything on, here's my dream, me being poisoned and vomiting the poison, which turned out to be small blocks, and then being saved. And Betty Davis was in the dream. She says, I know it was weird and intense. So yeah, if we just look at that a little bit, Betty Davis being an actress would be about channeling, because actors and actresses are told what to say and channels are told what to say by their guides. They told, pass this message on to somebody else. Please don't alter it. Just pass it on the way you're being told. So Betty Davis signifies that. And then eating something that is poison says something you are eating is blocking your channeling connection. And we know it's blocking because you vomit up blocks, and there's a pun in the block. So you got to get rid of that block. So watch what you're taking, what you're ingesting. And I'm imagining it's something physical, but watch what you're ingesting, and it's going to improve your channeling ability. Here's another dream from Catherine. She says, and I've only done bits of this. It's a client. So Catherine is a counselor. She is currently pregnant and about to take maternity leave. And I think she's going to actually finish that job. And she's wondered if she should go back. And we talked about this offline. She's already decided she's not going to. But then it's always the case. You wonder, is it the right thing, or am I doing the right thing, even though it feels right for you? And that was her question. So she had this dream. It's a client's closing session, and when we're done, he says he thought I said I was giving him a ride home. Turns out he has a whole thing planned out. We go to this barn, and I've skipped a good bit, and it's a big open event space. Lots of people have showed up to support him. He runs a sort of obstacle course. Afterwards, he tells me everything he accomplished, and he says he killed a snake. He asks if I want to see it, and I decline. He seems very happy, and it goes on. So this is saying the killing the snake. It's in this dream, and I channel on it, of course. I don't just always say, oh, snake is always this, it's always that. Snakes can be about a few things. And last week the snake was about counseling, and this week it's about counseling too. It's also the other thing as well, but we'll skip it for now. And so when he says, hey, I killed the snake, do you want to see this? And it's all about his accomplishments. That would be like somebody saying, I did this thing and I killed it. It was brilliant. And that's what it's about, that you You have done your counseling stint and you are now finished with it, and you achieved everything you needed to achieve out of it. So from your perspective, it wasn't like the job that you took, and you had to go through university for all these years to get the qualifications to allow you be a counselor in this hospital scenario and work with clients. But this is just a step on a bigger plan for you. And that's what he says here, that give me a ride home. Going home in a dream is always about getting closer to where you need to be. But it turns out he has this whole thing planned out. So you have this whole thing planned out. This is just a step on the obstacle course that you are running. And the dream is really saying, look, you've really accomplished a lot, and this is really good. And I don't say it in this dream, but the other little pieces. What this particular dreamer has done, what Catherine has done, is she's figured out a way, when she listens to clients and they talk to her about their issues, she can see where they come from. She sees the source. And she's able to actually kind of like step through time and fix the problem at source while working with her clients. And that's her skill. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you are one of her clients, you would say, you know, she does something that she's not doing in the room, but it's just magic because I've been healed or my kids have been healed, and it's just the doctor said it wasn't possible. But yeah, excellent ability Catherine has. And she didn't get that easily. She got that from years and years and years of study and years and years and years of working on herself to develop her spiritual abilities at the same time. So congrats there. So here we have a few dreams from a lady called Lou, and she sent him one dream, and I asked her questions like I often do before I talk about a dream on air, and she sent a few more little snippets. So like I said, we exchanged the emails to get more details and to make it more interesting for you. Yes, you, the listener. See what I do for you? I'm also juggling and riding a unicycle while I'm doing this show. It's just for your entertainment. I know it's radio, but I want to go the extra mile just for you see? So anyway, in the exchanges to her, she shared a really simple little dream. So her first dream was kind of long, and I'm going to cover that. Not very long, but I'll cover that one. But then she sent this really simple little dream. She says, from behind a white shower curtain, my mom told me I'm right here. I love it. It's such a small little dream, and it tells us everything. It tells us you have a dairy allergy, which is why we have the white in your dream. And it also tells you need to clear issues around your mom because she's in the shower and she's still here. So it's like, okay, your mom has passed on. We know that, but she's still present in your life. And we see it in some people's dreams in kind of a funny way. Like one person sent a dream in once where it's her and her husband and her mom in the bed. And, you know, it seems kind of comical to the rest of us listening to it, but it's frustrating in the dream. And it's just saying, look, that even though your mom isn't physically around, she may as well be physically around because she still influences you. And let me read what one of the things Lou said, if I can find it. Yeah, okay. My mom and me were never close. And just the night before, I was releasing her from our karma contract. I forgave her for everything and told her to go in peace her way and that I loved her. And we never have to be born to work out our contract together again. So you say you forgive her. This does not sound like you're over it. And I understand this. You say, I did that for a lot of people. I'm trying to rid myself of all my karma. I don't want to come back to this planet when I die. I'm healthy. I'm not dying anytime soon, I hope. And that's really good. So this is really good. To say I'm going to clear all my karma is one of the best things you can ever go after in life, because it means you're going to have to work on yourself and you're not afraid to do it. And here in this dream, the one we're going to look at now and the past one, it says you still have issues to deal with around mom. And it's not that you could just say, hey, we're finished with karma. The way it works is that your mom passes on dysfunctions to you, let's say, by the way she is. And you pick up those dysfunctions, then you live through life with those dysfunctions, like putting on a set of tinted glasses. And you don't realize you're looking at the world through tinted glasses because you've always worn these things. And so it's never looked any differently to you. But that's your perception filter based on the way your mom affected you. And the growth for you is going to be in correctly healing the issues that your mom passed on to you. And then you're done. then the karmic contract is fulfilled. It can't just be done by saying, hey, I'm done, and washing your hands. It would be great to do that, but the intention is important. If you don't have your intention, then you're never going to get there. And you really are looking at it and saying, okay, here's what I need to do. So let's have a look at this dream. You say, I was first in the back of an empty milk truck with my son. It was insulated, like getting ready to make a room or a place to live and sleep in. So you remember your first dream behind the white curtain? I said that's a dairy allergy. And here we have you in an empty milk truck. So you definitely have a dairy allergy. And you also say it was insulated, like getting ready to make a room or a place to live in. So this says, this goes back to before you were born. This is a symbol for the womb, this tiny little space at the back of a truck. Do you say it's at the back? Yeah, back of a truck. So that's what it's about. So it's saying you picked up that allergy in the womb. And again, it's because of issues with mom. We know that, even just from your comments. But other things tell us in the dream, even the reference to milk. That's enough for us to know. Then you say, I'm in a basement, a dark one, and I'm paralyzed on my left side. Okay, so a basement this is saying this is something that it's below my conscious awareness. The reason for this is below my conscious awareness, and that's what a basement is about. And you're paralyzed on your left side. So the left side has to do with female energy. And that's what gets affected when we have issues with mom. So it's saying, it's telling us where the issues are, but it's saying, look, you need to bring these up to conscious awareness. Anyway, you say, I feel my left side of my face contorted, stiff and clenched, and I'm unable to talk. I walk towards the door and I see two dogs like Rottweilers just growling at me. I keep trying to call for help, but no one hears me as I try to open the door. Okay, so the not being able to talk, this is about communication. So your dream is about emotional expression. So what you need to do is heal the issues with your mom so that you can learn to express your feelings in a balanced way. And that's an easy thing for me to say. And I know that it requires a lot of work on your part. But also, because we have two dogs, we also know you're a channel. And that's why you have to heal and grow and clear your karma, because clearing the issues around your mom is going to open your channeling ability, and that's perfect. Then what else have we got? Yeah, do it by healing the issues with your mom. Remember, it said empty milk truck as well at the start. So the empty reference tells us that mom didn't give you what you needed, didn't give you the love and attention that you needed. Not so much attention, but the love, the unconditional love. And that's huge. That's what we all need from our moms. Anyway, continuing on with your dream. The two dogs. So the two dogs, and they're growling at you. That's what you've got to face. That's the whole key in this dream. You've got to overcome the whole sense of not being, I don't know, is it not being welcome, but just overcome the anger and the growling and the lack of affection right from the start of life. So we know it's based around in the womb and right after the womb. That's what you've got to heal. That's where you have to focus. And that's, once you've done that, then the karma is done. What else have we got? You said, yeah, you're trying to call for help, but no one hears you. So again, it's like you didn't get heard when you were a child. And again, this is about feelings. It's not about your voice. So you would have learned then to suppress that side of yourself. And we do this at such a young age. In your case, younger than the age 2, but we do it at such a young age that we don't ever remember doing it. And as an adult, we think, oh, I've always been this way, and that this is the way feelings are. But no, when you deal with this, you're going to have quite a surprise at how pleasant and how much stronger feelings really are. You say, throughout the dream, I keep calling for help, but no one hears me. So I sit next to my son and start crying, Mom, Mom, Mom. Then I wake up. And I thought I woke up a few times. When I really did, I felt paralyzed and I felt like I was still crying for my mom. And you said she died last year. So, I mean, it's a recent loss. And it's always surprising to people that when they think they've already dealt with issues with a person and then that person dies and it resurfaces, and you realize, oh, I still had issues and I thought they were all gone. But that's normal. Don't worry about the fact that that's the way that happened. She says also, I don't get along with my son or his wife. he has too much anger and too much hate in him. I want him to rid himself of it. I don't tell him that. I just pray. When it comes to speaking out or up for myself, I shut down and I just let people yell and say bad things to me. I become dumb when that happens. Dumb as in not talking. And that's what the like insulated milk truck is about as well. It's like this is what you got to fix, that insulation that you have around yourself, and this shutting down and this not being heard. So it's like as if there's a person inside you that's crying out for all this help, but they don't get control of your voice. And that's because of the way you were treated as a kid. And as a child, what you did was absolutely necessary to survive. The mechanism you chose to survive life and get through life was, I just won't express myself. I will put a wall up around my heart and I will insulate myself from other people, from mom mostly. And in doing that, I will survive. And you did. And now, though, you're at the point where it's safe to take that wall down. But of course, when we look at it like you want to do and clear your karma, fears come up and say, this could be terrible because the last time this wall was down, I nearly died. It was that bad. I nearly died. And but that's what you're going to do. And of course, you won't nearly die. It'll be worth it all. So I hope I'm giving this one justice to you, Lou. What else have I got here? My mom never wanted me as a daughter or anything. She loved my kids, but not me. I always tried to please her to no avail. So I have forgiven her and let her go. And of course, forgiving is a huge thing. That's hugely important, but you still have to do the work to loosen everything and clear it all. We can't just forgive and expect things all to be over because the impact is still there. So we got to really understand the impact, understand how am I marred from my relationship, from the way my mom treated me. And when you fully understand that and work on that and heal that, then you're in a position to forgive. But until you do that, you can't really forgive because you have thrown a blanket over it. And it's like, I forgive you for, I'm not sure what it is. It's under there somewhere. I'm not going to look. But we need to look. And when you see it in your dream the way it is for you, you know that this is the right time for you to do that. And it'll be amazing. And your channeling is going to come in. And then you're going to hear your guides and you're going to help other people to grow enormously. It will be so fulfilling, so rewarding for you. So because that dream was kind of hard and we had these exchanges and you said lots and lots and lots of other little snippets of dreams, I'm just going to do a couple. You say, I dreamt of a dog saving me. That's really good. Now remember, the last dream was about two dogs growling at you, two Rottweilers growling at you. So this is about coming into the body. Is part of a necessary part of your growth, and being in the body, which is what the dog represents, i.e. your body, is where the growth's going to be, and it's ultimately going to save you. And you say it's a friendly dog, which is good. Then you dream of finding money or winning money. That's about getting energy, a lot of energy. It's also a very good dream. So if you find yourself very lethargic and so on, finding money or winning money is about healing that. And remember, I said you have a dairy allergy, and I wrote and asked, are you aware of this? And you said you're not, but it's there. Cut out dairy for a while. Will you see how good you feel? And it's not surprising when you have really, really strong issues with mom. It's not surprising to end up with a dairy allergy because the connection with milk is the connection with the woman who caused you so much pain in your life. And the brain works by association. It's not just the brain, it's all the feelings and everything that go with it. When we take our first drink in life, which is milk, and the first food, that's the only thing we take for a long time, we have to put up with all these other emotions that we get fed at the same time. And so we end up despising it and not liking it, and that's the cause for it in your case. You also have another dream of opening a coin purse filled with coins. Well, that's really good again, and it's about change coming as long as you open your heart, which is what a coin purse is about. Opening doors and walking through them, that's telling you need to create your own opportunities and take advantage of those opportunities. No point just opening the door, but walk through the door. Then you have dreams about being chased. That's a very, very common one. Being chased is saying that there's something in your past, something behind you that you need to deal with. And we know what it is in your case. And I'm just looking at the time and oh dear. And after looking at the clock, I realized there's absolutely no way I can squeeze this in, and I feel terrible. Lynn, we're going to start next week's show with your dream. My intention was to create suspense and then do a few other dreams and then say, okay, here's how a dream tells you how you can work on a lifelong physical condition that you've had. Next week, we will do it. So the suspense is going to have to build over a whole week. Sorry about that. So that's it. That's my show for this week. On Saturday, I'm a guest speaker at the Wisdom Soup Spirit Summit. So if you're in Bellevue or Seattle, please come to that. On Wednesday, the 28th, I'm running a free live interactive webinar about how dreams reveal your life purpose. Lots of good info in that. Please, as many of you as possible, join me for that. You get all the details for both events on dream-analysis.com. Until next week, I'm Michael Sheridan.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host, guest, and callers and are not necessarily those of KKNW, its management, or other advertisers. This is Alternative Talk 1150.
The head of the New York City Police Union, Patrick Lynch, is slamming a decision to fire Officer Daniel Pantaleo for using a chokehold on Eric Garner, which contributed to his death in 2014.
The New York City Police Department is rudderless and frozen. The leadership has abandoned ship and left our police officers on the street alone.
But Commissioner James O'Neill says Pantaleo broke rules.
The patrol guide did not allow, however, even when this individual was resisting arrest, was the use of a prohibited chokehold.
Planned Parenthood says it will forfeit more than $60 million in federal Title X funding rather than comply with new rules restricting what can be said about abortion. The group says no clinics will close as a result of the change. More than 1.5 million women around the nation receive services in the program. The Dow up about 280 points. I'm Mike Moss.
The following is a paid advertisement by Purity Products. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Welcome to the Nutrition Edition by Purity Products, giving you special insight into the world of health and nutrition. Now, here's your host, Pat Campbell.
Hello and welcome to the show. We are Purity Products, and we're going to be joined here in just a second by Jason Cam. And I got to tell you, we truly have a fascinating show planned for you today. You don't want to miss this one because we're going to be talking about a brand new compound that is literally transforming the way we fight the visible signs of aging. And I know I have your attention now. We're talking about everything from wrinkles and fine lines all the way to actually reducing cellulite. It's not a cream. It's not a lotion. It's not even a serum or maybe some fancy device that you might have tried before. Instead, it's just one simple pill. So do not, I repeat, do not change the station. In fact, joining me right now, and he's going to explain this whole thing, this amazing breakthrough, is Jason Cam. Jason's the VP of Product Development at Purity Products. He's been there for more than 20 years, and as you're about to hear, this is what he considers the single best way to fight the visible signs of aging, a supplement that can literally deliver. Jason, welcome aboard, sir.
Well, great to be with you, Pat, and as you know, we've done a lot of these shows together. We really don't like to promise miracles on the radio, but today we're going to promise something akin to a miracle, at least as far as fighting the visible signs of aging goes. It's collagen. I'm sure you've heard of it. It really works. It does some amazing things. And we've got a product we call Ultimate Collagen. People are really loving this product, and it's just been a real sensation. So I'm excited to tell you all about it.
Well, let me jump in here for a second. What exactly is this, Jason? I know it's collagen, okay? We know that. You just said it, but I really want to know what it is. Can you give me a quick overview?
Yeah, so you are hearing a lot about collagen. It seems to be everywhere. You're seeing bone broth products with collagen, powders with collagen. It's in your health food stores. It's in your supermarket. You're seeing ads online and magazines on Facebook. It is probably the biggest thing in the health and wellness space. And you know, it's really interesting because the way I can gauge the popularity of a product, of one of our products, is pretty much through my friends or my wife's friends. And all my wife's friends, for example, they know that I work for Purity Products, a vitamin company, and they're always asking me about the latest and greatest things. And frankly, they're always expecting me to get them free bottles and samples and stuff. And, and of course I usually do. And I can honestly say that in my 20-plus years at Purity Products, I have never been asked about a product as much as I am being asked about collagen. Everyone wants to know about collagen. Everyone seems to want to try collagen. They're curious to see what it can do, how it can work. Does it really help my joints? More importantly, does it fight wrinkles? Is it going to help me look younger? And how long does it take to work? And then they always ask, can you just get me a free bottle? I'm going to go broke giving away free bottles. It's getting out of hand.
Well, that sounds pretty awesome. But, when we talk about collagen, it's such a big thing right now. So the question is, why is collagen so important?
So collagen is a key structural component of your body. It's something like 70 or 80% of the dry weight of your skin, for example. But it's what makes up the fibers in your tendons, in your ligaments, in your joints, in your bones, the walls of your arteries, all of your connective tissues. It's important for wound healing, for your digestion, but especially in your skin. It is what gives your skin its structure and its elastic quality. It's literally the glue that holds your body together. And unfortunately, what happens is as we get a little bit older, our body makes less and less of it. Our product is called Ultimate Collagen, and we call it the Ultimate Collagen because it is a breakthrough in skin health because it delivers something called bioactive collagen peptides. And these are the actual building blocks of collagen itself. And so the big story today is that when you take Ultimate Collagen, these collagen peptides that I'm talking about, they do something very, very special in your body. And what they do is they're going to stimulate little cells in your skin called fibroblasts. And these are like little collagen production factories that are in your skin. It's what makes collagen in your skin. And so our product stimulates your fibroblasts to start churning out its own internal collagen production. They tell your body to make more collagen. And when it does that, what it means and how this is going to manifest itself functionally, visibly in your body is literally fewer wrinkles, improved skin elasticity, plumper skin, and even enhanced nail growth. This is actually going to help your nails grow faster, longer, chip less, be a more resilient, and just look better. With Ultimate Collagen, you are going to experience generally an overall improved and younger-looking appearance. This is really rather remarkable.
And it really does make a lot of sense so far, but if we could maybe just back up a little bit and be specific, if you would. When you talked about plumping the skin, I mean, how exactly do these bioactive collagen peptides, if you will, help pump up the skin? How does that work?
So here's the thing. A big part of what we actually call skin aging is what's happening at the deeper layers of your skin, and this is where most of the collagen is. So again, it's this collagen that gives your skin its plumpness, its structure, its firmness, its tone. And as I mentioned a moment ago, that with age, our collagen levels are going to start to decline. And so what happens is you start to get these little gaps in the skin collagen matrix. And the upper layers of your skin start to sink down into those gaps, and they do it a little bit unevenly. And that's essentially what a wrinkle is. That is a wrinkle. But at its core, wrinkles are being caused by declining collagen in your skin. And your skin gets drier, and it starts to shrivel a little bit. And nobody wants this. This is, unfortunately, as we all know, it's a progressive process. We get older, it gets worse. It's a steady decline, and that's why we start to look older. This is part of the aging process.
Well, and Ultimate Collagen, if I have this correct here, is all about not only trying to stop this, but slow it down or even, in some cases, reverse it. Do I have that right?
Yeah, I mean, that is the story here today. That is absolutely what we want to do. It's why people are spending billions of dollars on cosmetic products and going for surgical procedures. You know, most of us don't want to start looking older. Some people aren't bothered by it, but most people are. And that's what collagen supplementation, as much as it's for joint function and other things, collagen supplementation is now a go-to weapon in the war against the visible signs of aging, fighting the visible signs of aging. But the important thing is you've got to fight this process at the structural level deep inside your skin. And that's the breakthrough here, because with Ultimate Collagen, you fight collagen decline